Hi, I'm Carrie Lowry Schuettpelz, and I'm the author of The Indian Card, Who Gets to Be Native in America. It's fun to get to talk to folks about why this book um, would have helped or made me think differently as an 18-year-old, because I actually wrote it for myself as a young person. I don't know about you, but I've spent a lot of time thinking about identity and thinking about my own identity. Every person has so many different identities that we carry around. And for some of us, some of those are a lot more salient than others. But regardless of what your identity or identities are, I think it's really easy to become really insecure about them. And as someone growing up 1,000 miles away from my own Native American tribe, in a place where there just weren't a lot of other people that were Native or certainly from my tribe, it became really difficult for me to understand my identity and really own it in a way that felt comfortable and confident. And this book was my attempt to sort of see the light. So, one of the most interesting things about this book for me was that the more Native people that I talked to, the more that I talked to people, particularly about their identity, the more I realized that a lot of us are walking around feeling really insecure about it. And this isn't just Native identity, right? You could name any host of identities that someone may self-identify as. And so that was really cathartic for me, is hearing that this wasn't just a thing that I thought about and it wasn't just a thing that I felt secure about. A lot of us walk around this way. And as an 18-year-old, I can tell you, I really needed to hear that message. I needed to understand that it wasn't just me that was feeling this way. In some ways, I was feeling like an imposter in a lot of spaces that I took up. And so having a book that would have helped me understand and really grapple with that would have been really helpful to me. The book is not just interviews, although that is a large part of it, is interviews with other Native women in particular, about their identity and sort of how they've experienced it and how they think about it. But it's also this historical look at how identities are shaped and formed. I'm kind of a data nerd, so I was really interested in looking at the US Census, right, over the last 150 years. How are people categorized and why? And that became a really interesting way for me to understand that in a lot of ways, these identities that feel so salient and official and obvious, sometimes they're constructs, right? It was because there needed to be a way to separate and divide people into categories. And I think that that was another really interesting lesson that I learned that, again, would have helped an 18-year-old version of myself in grappling with all of these issues. So I hope that the Indian card provides that same sort of resource for you.